What's going on, guys? JPP Duel here. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And for today's matchup, we have an Adventures Pranks versus a SalamanGreat with me as the prankster going first. Now, looking at my current hand, I am pretty bricked. The best I can do is put my Griffin Omni on the field, set down my Forbidden Droplet, and then hope that my opponent cannot push past my board, or hope that I disrupt my opponent enough that he cannot kill me this turn itself. So I proceed to do just that, and while I was doing this, my opponent's side of the field highlighted real quick when I put the Griffin on the field. So that let me know he either had Effect Veiler or Imperm, but I was leaning more towards the Imperm, and lo and behold, there's the Imperm on the Griffin. So I chose to bounce my Griffin right here, because in case, this was a big in case, my opponent does not kill off my Faithful Adventure, I could use it to draw into a Griffin or make some more plays next turn if I even get a next turn. And right here I realize my opponent is playing a Salad deck with the Lady Debug going into the Gazelle. Now this guy started with a pretty good hand because he does the full combo. Now don't ask me why, because I only know the Salad basic combo, I don't know the Salad advanced combos, but this guy did not go into the OTK this turn itself. He could have gone into the update jammer into access code OTK, but he decided not to do that. I'm guessing he was afraid of my face down set. I don't know. I mean, there's no reason to be afraid of that. He could have popped it with some other card and then gone into his update jammer access code. But if there are any SalamanGreat players, do let me know in the comment section below if there was something different that you would have done facing this exact scenario. So he does all this. He's going to be activating the Sunlight Wolf to get the Omni trap into his hand and put the Jackal on the field as well. With this, he's going to end up going into Heat Leo, and Heat Leo will pop a back row spell trap set on the field. So that's going to activate, pop my Forbidden Droplet. So what I do is I activate Forbidden Droplet, discard my Draco back, and negate the Heat Leo. Now I was thinking if he wants to go into battle phase with just this, that means he cannot go over my token, but obviously that's not going to be the end of my opponent's combo. He will still go into another Sunlight Wolf to get the Mirage Stellar's activation from the graveyard to pop my token as well. Whacks me in the face for 1.8k, sets down his Omni Negate, and then he ends his turn. Now we finally draw into our combo starter card. Now I'm going to be making a pretty insane OTK this turn itself. Now looking at my current hand, can you guys think of a way to OTK the opponent? And before I go into it, I'll give you guys a hint. The hint revolves around playing Hida and Salad being a fire type deck. So with these two hints, can you guys figure out a way if and how I can OTK my opponent? Let me know in the comment section below. And keep in mind, this guy has an Omni Negate in his back row. Also, access code popping this card once is not enough. He will banish the Banelings to negate the pop. Second pop goes through, and we know for a fact he has a Gazelle in his hand. And if a SalamanGreat card is sent to the graveyard and a Gazelle sees that, the Gazelle can special itself on the field. So I have to use my access code 3 separate times. So with all that, can you figure out a way to OTK the opponent with just these cards? Now I'll give you guys a second to think, and I'll show you guys right now how I did it. Now let's go. First of all, we have to get rid of the Omni Negate, so we use the Harpies and get rid of the Omni Negate. That's that. And after that, I'll be going into my Prank Kids combo clan. We normal out the Dropsies. Thankfully, my opponent did not have any hand traps. Otherwise, this would have been really bad for us. And right here, when I put my Doodle-Doo on the field and I resolve my Fansies and get a special on the field, I literally, in game time, took a solid 3 minutes to think if I should do a safe play of going into my Butler and calling it a turn, or should I make a greedy play and go for the OTK this turn itself. And whether the OTK will work or not, I had to work out all the scenarios, and it turns out the scenarios actually fit and we could OTK our opponent. So right here, we go into our Bow Wow Bark. So first of all, we need to get the Lancey's burn, so we get the burn for 500. Then we go into our Instant Fusion, put our Rocket Ride on the field. I'm going to be activating Rocket Ride, pulling out 2 cards from the graveyard, putting it on the field. Now my initial idea was to use this Lamseas and this Roxy's to go into my Hida to yoink a fire type monster from my opponent's graveyard to go into access code. But what ends up happening is that Hida can only activate its effect to yoink a card and summon it to its extra monster zone it points to a zone it points to. So I cannot utilize this card to go into my Hida. I have to throw away the Bow Wow Bark. I need to put the Hida in the extra monster zone to utilize its effect to yoink a card from my opponent's graveyard. Now over here I misplayed a little bit because the Sunlight Wolf says that if a fire type monster is summoned to a zone this card points to, you can add a card from your graveyard or from your, I believe, deck into your hand. So he adds this Spinny back. Then we go into Hida. We're going to be activating Hida to yoink the Heat Leo. Heat Leo will be our Link 3 material to go into our access code. Access code states it only needs 2 plus effect monsters. So these 2 become our 2 effect monsters. We use these 2, go into our access code. And since we used a Link 3, access code gets bumped up to 5.3k. Now we start banishing cards to pop our opponent's card. So first pop, again, we already know Banelinks negates it. And second pop, we kill the Sunlight. That means the Gazelle comes on field. So we already know that. Yeah, he's going to set down the circle. We don't care about it. Now we still had 2 more pops left. When I say 2 more pops, I could still banish the Predaplan from my field after I use its effect as a Dark Link. And I had the Wind Link in my graveyard being my Doodle-Doo. So I activate access code again, pop the Gazelle by banishing my Doodle-Doo. We activate our Predaplant and go into our Butler. Now how insane is this OTK? This combo line was pretty ridiculous, and it happened because my opponent was playing fire type monsters, but you could still go into this combo line as long as your opponent has Ash in the graveyard. You go into Celine, get a Spellcaster on field, that's easy access code line, and I do run that as well. That's going to be the end of today's game, guys. If you guys do enjoy these kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily prank video uploads, and if you guys are interested in a live version of all of this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing off for today. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!